So it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Bleh. So I have no idea if this is gonna be any good. But I decided I want to do a little bit of a concept video with some concept characters in a game I like to play just a little bit, NHL 19. So why not get into it? Pretty much the concept, I've created a perfect top line. 99 overalls across the board, high franchises, all 26. There's still possibility for them to fluctuate, I guess, if they had any room to grow. I gave them pretty much the best possibility to succeed. The center is a nice playmaker. They have a two-way forward and a sniper. Good player types to play on the first line. I just stuck them on the Montreal Canadiens. May or may not be because they are my favorite, but why not? So immediately that makes this forward core way better. I feel way more comfortable letting Dosselier playing on the fourth line, even though I'm 90% sure there are better options down there. Yeah, like fucking, there are 4 or 5 better options already. But we're not here to worry about the fourth line. We're here to worry about the first line, and even then, just to give this first line an even better chance of, you know, succeeding. Not Dave, Fook, Naj, and Stu, I gave them a top defensive pairing to play along with as well. Where's Gary and Haha? And our defensive offensive defenseman pairing features the 6'9", Haha. Just to make sure our defensive defenseman is a real stud. This defensive core looks way better with just 2 extra lads here. Big improvement. And you may think, you know, a good top line, a good top defensive pairing, that'll really give them the best possibility to perform, but, you know, on top of making this team pretty damn solid, we also gave them a goaltender. They already have Carey Price, so, like, their backup's already solid. We are number 1, 99 overall, elite. 6'9", he's 290, he's an actual monster in the net. I I think he's like taller. I think he's reasonably taller than the net itself, and I think with that much chunk, you've got to be wider than the net. Nothing's getting by this guy. Of course, I don't actually think weight and size make any difference in terms of his ability to protect from scoring. I do imagine in real life that would be quite a tough thing to try and shoot the puck past, especially if he had the same statistics or stats, I guess, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, with Carey Price backing him up, I see no reason why this tandem isn't going to tear. Yeah, so Pekka, Mete, and Riley. Yeah, oh wow, we already have... Oh, actually, no, Pekka's shit, never mind. But yeah, we still have extra defensive options. This would have been what we were working with otherwise. Riley and Mete, who, sadly, Riley's been downgraded since 18. I think he had the top 4 potential, but it was like low, I believe. Oh well, but yes. So we gave him a top line, we gave him a top defensive pairing, and we gave him a top dog goaltender. There's no reason this team can't succeed. And pretty much my plan is to go through the entire regular season and just see how these guys do performance-wise, and then see if they earn any trophies and how many, and then, I mean, I'm assuming this team might make the playoffs. Well, I mean, should make the playoffs. We can see if they, like, could win the Stanley Cup. It's never guaranteed. The simulation for the Stanley Cup playoffs is funny in this game. I'm sure plenty of people know. But yes, this is going to be quite interesting. I'm excited. I'm not going to show the whole simulation process. That's boring. Anyways, I'll see you guys probably, yeah, at the end of the season. We'll see pretty much how they did. Thought I should mention before I go into the simulation itself what my settings are. I pretty much went into the rules. Didn't change a damn thing it gave me, except I turned off injuries. I want these players performing all the time. I want them at their best all the time, so we can see how good they should perform. Penalties I'm going to leave. I put the difficulty to its highest because, I mean, even though I don't play with it at its highest, I don't generally give a shit about difficulty of the games. I feel like for simulation purposes, it's definitely better to probably leave it at Superstar, especially if I plan on posting this to YouTube like people get real finicky with. Assistant coach, edit lines, leaving that off. I don't need the lines to finick around. Top line, top pair, top goaltender stays the same. I do have auto rotate on, but it'll probably play the 99 overall the most of the time anyways. So don't believe there's anything. I'm just going to leave the trade difficulty to the medium. Don't need to trade at all. Waivers I can keep on for realism, but I mean, I'm not going to be putting anybody down. I'm making no roster changes whatsoever, and we're not going past 1 year, so scouting is useless to us. It did not affect any of the sliders, did not change any of those because they don't change anything except for maybe the penalty. Well, actually, no, not the penalty, the injury slider, but even then, I turned them off anyway, so that slider is useless. Is there anything else I did that needs to be brought up beforehand? I don't believe so. I think this is it. I did turn off basically every little extra feature, like morale and all that, because we don't need any of those for this. We're just looking purely for the performance of these guys. So, yeah. Again, I'll see you when they're all done and the season's over. Alright, the regular season is complete. We had a pretty wild season. So basically, I think near the beginning of the season, we went on a 32-game winning streak before then losing 2 back-to-back. Ever since that winning streak, I think it was just wild. Oh, damn, we went pretty gnarly in the friggin' AHL as well. Look at that, 41. I think we definitely took a lot more losses near the tail end of the season, but we were practically guaranteed a playoff spot from the minute that we got that 32 win streak. Yeah, we're gonna check the player stats to see what's up there. 124 points. Holy shit. I've broken them. They were at 60 something like points after like 30 games. So I have, like, I do not doubt for one moment that they would get to such great heights. Yeah! Holy shit. 124, 123, and then 102. So the centerman on the right wing just went off. Assists, actually. So that's weird. Okay, so we just got a monster amount of assists. Okay, I'm gonna need a definitive breakdown, but then it was Stu. Then Gary came in here. Who was he? He was the offensive defenseman. We had Haha, who had 89 points still, which is insane. Then Domi, Gallagher, Kotkaniemi, Drouin. Not too bad. Team didn't do too bad. Overall, team was pretty damn good. I mean, oh yeah, these guys didn't play any. Even the guy, Kulak, got 16 points. That's not bad. That's not 16 points. That's 5 points. What am I? I'm looking at the plus minus. I'm a meatball. Let me see. 67. Yeah, so after him it was a pretty steep decline, but who got all the goals? So Dave was the big goal man, but Stu and Gary, holy shit, they all put together goals in this lineup. They just couldn't stop scoring. That's insane. 54 wins, 13 shutouts, which is damn good, but they can never seem to crack more than like 13. 61 games played. 936 and a 153. At one point, like in the halfway point of the season, he had like a 130. And the save percentage was about the same. So they like I think the team around him eased up a bit, because his save percentage is about the same. 246. So he definitely got a bit better. He was like in the 80s. He was like 880 for save percentage at 30 games. So he definitely picked it up. 16-5-1, 54-5-2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Any of them... Ooh. 4 assists, 2 for 4 and 2. That's not bad. So I'm not going to check how they stack up in the season because, frankly, I think I have a couple projects in the works as well that have somehow made their way into my franchise currently, so I'm not going to show those off just yet. So I'm going to take a look and see if they have. If they haven't, then I will show. If they have, then of course I'm not. But regardless, we're going to take a look at the awards and, you know, see how that turned out. See if any of our guys got some. And you know what? I'm willing to bet we did. So just to take a look at how they stuck up across the entire lead, stood up. Jeez, I'm stupid. The top 3 were all our top line pretty much, and then one of our defensemen kicked in at number 4. Patrick Kane got in there, then Kessel, and then our second defenseman? And then Hischier and Sagan, and so on and so on. So that was quite ridiculous, I gotta say. I accidentally fucked this part up. So basically, yeah, he was pretty good. The goaltender got, 50 wins on the season? Which is insane. Only 2 overtime losses. 936 save percentage, which is pretty good across the board. Definitely good goals against average across the board. And you know what? He played a solid amount of games. I really would have liked it if he played more, to be honest. More in the end of 70, like Rene did, because then there's the opportunity he could have scooped even more in. Because look at, if Pekka Rene can get 40 wins with a 923. Imagine what our boy, we should have gotten. We should have done one trade where we fucking moved Carey Price, because having 2 all-star goaltenders is too good. Sure, maybe that's how we got such a good performance from number 1. We just left him to his beings with an all-star backup, pretty much. But yeah. Trying to think. The awards. Can't view those until after the playoffs, so I'll see you guys after the playoffs. We'll see where we stand and how we did during those. So I also forgot to take a look at the regular season leave-offs. So the Montreal Canadiens finished off with 70 wins in the season, 9-3. Wow. That's just intense. Oh, and the Laval Rockets did pretty well as well. 42, 27, and 7 is not bad. Going up, so yeah, we won the Stanley Cup. We absolutely rolled through the competition. And yeah, we also won in the AHL as well. The Laval Rockets are the Calder Cup champions. Let's just to be sure, yeah, Montreal Canadiens are your Stanley Cup, and Laval Rockets are your fucking Calder Cup. Who knew that adding the perfect line, both defensively, offensively, and goaltending-wise, to the Montreal Canadiens not only bolstered them enough to win the Stanley Cup, have record seasons probably, and not only do that for the Montreal Canadiens, but it also did it for the goddamn Laval Rockets. I'm quite satisfied with this outcome. Let's just take a look at what the playoff points were like, and then the awards after the fact. So we'll even give the AHL guys a nod just because they made me proud. So Stu decided to step up this time around. 28, 24, and 23. The top line still performing beautifully. Gary and Ha, of course, stepping in. 16 and 13. Domi still doing his job. Gallagher, Drouin, everybody the usual, filing in behind. Any weaklings? Nobody who didn't play. I mean, I guess Denal, but whatever. What were the goaltending like? Carey Price did need to play one game, and he horribly lost it. Actually, he only suffered 1 goal against, which means he got shut out. Our team got shut out that game. A 928, 196. So even Carey Price did pretty damn good for the 1 game he played. but that's a 1-game sample size, and he lost it, so yikes. 16-3-2 with a 5 shutout performance in the playoffs, 939, 163. That's really good. Any shouts in the point department? None. That's just beauty. And you know what? Lavelle Rockets, it was all Lindgren. 15-5-0, 3 shutouts, a 930 and a 180. That's not bad for Lindgren. Dale Weiss. Wheel, Juleson, Foline. I didn't even know you existed, man. I'm sorry. I'm not pronouncing your name. Alright. At least everybody stepped in and gave props all around. That's pretty dope. So yeah. I gotta say, I'm quite proud of all these players. Now we can take a look at the awards. Alrighty, so here goes the awards. The Calder Trophy we will not be acknowledging because one of my projects happened to win it, because, fun fact, when you're 26 years old, which is what I made all of these players, none of them qualify for the Calder, which means it was the one trophy that they were just not able to qualify for. But, with that being said, the Conn Smythe does go to our goaltender. As he was, probably arguably the biggest reason we won that, even though we did have an amazing, just setup as is. The Vezina, of course, went to number 1, who had an amazing season. William M. Jennings went to number 1 because he had, yet again, an amazing season. You just cannot deny he deserved both of those. Bill Masterson goes to DeKaiser because fuck DeKaiser, I don't know. The Frank J. Selke ends up in the hands of Dave. Naj gets the Ted Lindsay. Maurice Richard goes to Dave again. The Art Ross in the hand of Naj. And the Hart Memorial. And you know what? The James Norris is in there as well. Naj. Dave is our... Who's the other winger? Of course I can't remember the name of the other winger. I really genuinely don't remember his name, but I do believe our other winger got cucked. And all the awards went to, the center and the right wing. Which is hilarious. Let's just take a look. Yeah, Stu. Stu got cucked. Has an 100-point season and doesn't get any awards. But his other 2 line mates get loaded up, and even the guy below him on the point board gets a fucking trophy. Also, Haha can't be feeling too hot as well. I mean, he arguably didn't have as good a season as nearly any of these guys. But, I mean, having an 89-point season is no joke. And he still got no award, even having 89 points as a defenseman in a single season. Blah. Is never an easy task, so... Yeah, we single-handedly crafted the best team ever, and I see no reason why this would change as long as I can keep this core together, unless EA Voodoo decides that I should not win yet again. But with that being said, I think that this has been put to rest. The creating a top line and creating a top defensive pairing and a goaltender, yeah, that is as good as it sounds. They are an elite combination, especially if you get everything all put together at 99 overall. I don't know why I wanted to test this. I knew that the outcome was going to be good. I just didn't think it'd be that good, honestly. On Superstar difficulty, if that has any effect, we went from a 32 win streak to 70 wins in the season to the Stanley Cup, which is insane.